The northern and southern schools of Buddhism are very different due to their climate, geography, background, culture, practice is very different. In Tibet, shamanistic practice, Penpo, was very strange and very powerful. It is the leading practice. That is worshipping ancestors, nature spirits, fairies, gnomes, demons, gods, devas, which are very strong. All these beings can help you to get money, get love, destroy enemies, create magic, etc. Shamanistic is pre-Buddhistic in Tibet, where people are more interested in the primitive aspects of living. This is not spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is to bring you to a state of compassion and omniscience. During pre-Buddhistic time, Tibet is an old society, which have huge mountain ranges. Many mountains are unexplored. Magic and spirits are very strong. Every culture has such magic practice because of people's greed, desire, and lust. When the Buddhist teachings were coming to Tibet, the great Abbot Shantarakshita came to Tibet to teach Buddhism. He had tremendous obstacles. The Penpo priests were against Buddhism and did everything they can to stop it. These priests use all kinds of magic, but couldn't harm Shantarakshita because he was a pure monk, but they harmed the people trying to attend. After many years, Shantarakshita realized he can't stop these obstacles because he doesn't have occult power to overcome. Finally, Guru Rinpoche and Pandits came to Tibet to wage a spiritual war with the mountain deities, Penpo priests, etc. Guru Rinpoche spent first few years to overcome these obstacles and subdued them. He then created the first monastery in Tibet called Sam-ye. The most ferocious spirit, Pehar, was defeated, and his energy was contained inside a vase and housed inside Sam-ye Monastery. He was sworn to assist the growth of Dharma instead of destruction. There are also many other local spirits who are subjugated and house in certain temples because their energy is very strong. High Lama can subjugate these spirits. But these spirits or deities we cannot pray to. They're tapped upon for their energy to help. It's better they help us than to create obstacles. We give them offerings in order to make friendship. Dharma Protectors are not created by anybody, but are sworn to the prior Buddha aeons ago to assist beings who take refuge in the Buddha. Read someone works, meditate, and see the result to know whether someone is a Buddha.
Buddha cannot liberate you, he can only teach you how to achieve liberation. When we worship and trust the Buddha, we create an open affinity for Buddha to assist us, whether manifesting or manipulating things in a positive way, that when we go towards the teachings more, we're able to learn more, and in the end we don't need the Buddha anymore. Buddha makes you independent. Buddha also realized we have different types of karma. Some of us can learn or meditate, but some cannot. Due to intricate karma, sometimes we won't get food, sometimes we will be abused, get sick, accidents, robbed, etc. These are where Dharma Protector comes in to protect us on the path. So, when we worship Dharma Protector, he removes those little things that might stop you along the way so that we can walk on the path. Dharma Protector doesn't change or transform our mind. We transform our mind, but if we have a lot of obstacles in the way, we can't get that information to apply to transform our mind. So we propitiate a Dharma Protector very strongly in order to remove the obstacles for us to receive the Dharma. Therefore, Dharma Protectors are very strong and necessary. There are other types of protectors that have achieved enlightenment, meaning becoming a Buddha. When you are a Buddha, you have zero limitations of your body, speech and mind. Those body, speech and mind can emanate or avatar into different forms and different appearances for different occasions. Example, a loving mother will show angry red eyes, long nails, a stick, loud voice, if a child is playing in traffic. The child may get beaten and locked away. Similarly, a Buddha can manifest in a very ferocious form to protect us of something that is very harmful in a wrathful manner. Therefore, the protectors can manifest in male or female forms, wrathful or peaceful forms, depends on occasion and where you live. If you live in a war-torn area, the protectors will manifest in a wrathful stance, fierce stance, because he is ready for war. We can give inner offerings, outer offerings, peaceful offerings or wrathful offerings to Dharma Protector. But the real offerings that the Dharma Protector wants is for you to transform your mind. When your mind transforms, you become more patient, you control your speech and motivation, you transform your anger, you let go of your indulgences. We should not using indulgences as an excuse to stop Dharma practice or lessen or not do. We should use the Dharma practice to our indulgences. We should start that and reach the next level of our practice. The time that you have left is much less than the time you have lived. What else you want to achieve and accomplish? What else is left? Your body is already a minefield of disease. Spirits, epidemics and all types of illnesses are surrounding you, and ghosts are just waiting to disturb you. You are so overwhelmed by anger and passion all day. When are you going to say to your indulgences that you are going to do Dharma practices? Let's us discuss a few important Dharma protectors. One of them is Satrap, whom practices is to help you to overcome the difficulties you experience in daily life so you can do Dharma practice. Example, financial problems dedicated to Satrap so you can do Dharma practice. If you want more money to have more indulgences, very unlikely Satrap will help. But the most important protector of our time is Dorje Shugden, also called World Peace Protector, is believed for 400 years to be the emanation of Manjushri. If you adopt Dorje Shugden, and you will be a kind person if you do the rudimentary worship of him. At the time of death, he will come to take your consciousness to a better place. You need commitment, you can't steal, you can't hurt people, white lies are okay, you can't kill. No matter what is your religion, you can still worship Dorje Shugden. Dorje Shugden will help you on the basis of you need help and you trust him. Recite Dorje Shugden mantra keeps you calm and meditative. Mantra is free because universal truth is free.
Nobody ever receive harm from Buddhas. Wrathful deities have wrathful countenance to absorb our wrath. The more we focus on a fierce Buddha, the more our anger gets more and more absorbed completely. This is because the anger is directed at ourselves, not at others anymore. Different color of the deities connote different emotions in our body. They transform different emotions in our body. Let's discuss about Lama Tsongkhapa. When we do Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga together with visualization and with confidence and faith, you open another doorway, and that doorway is twofold. It connects you with the real enlightened being who abides, resides and comes from compassion, skillful means and omniscient wisdom. By invoking on such a being with that type of portfolio, you open up the same potential within you, coming out by their blessings. Therefore, when we do any recitation or yoga, we are opening the channel to compassion, omniscient wisdom, all-pervasive wisdom and skillful means. Since we have the seed of Buddhahood, but we need to cultivate the seeds. Seeds means potential. Skillful means embodied by Vajrapani is very powerful, and that's within the triad of blessings we received from Lama Tsongkhapa. Those who practices Lama Tsongkhapa very well, you see they have very good speech, skillful speech, power of speech. Skillful speech derives from compassion. Is only through speech we can pour knowledge into another person. There's no other way. Use our speech to penetrate so we can pour into another person's being. Develop good and clear speech is Dharma practice, because your speech can benefit people instead of torturing people. Why called Guru Yoga? Because when we submit to an outer guru, we find our inner guru. Guru Yoga means a yoga that finds one's guru. Outside guru leads us to inner guru. Guru comes from Sanskrit word of guna, meaning good qualities, and ruchi means a collection. Guna plus ruchi, a collection of good qualities. What do we do chanting? Because it helps us to focus. If we can focus, we don't need to chant, but at our level it's better to chant with concentration. When we wake up, we do Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga, to opens the door to good motivation. It channels us to an enlightened being and to ourselves to become enlightened, and the beings around us who may or may not harm us will be upright and jealous. The good beings will submit to Buddha. The bad ones try to disturb us because they are attached to what we can give them or the potential of us having that, and then they cannot. Because they are around us, they enjoy when we are eating, but they can't have it. Similarly, we enjoy seeing things we can't have it. These beings are the same too. They were just like us before. They will be like us when their karma finishes. Why these beings can disturb us? A. Merit or demerit. B. Connection and affinity. C. Us making connection or affinity. D. It is being sent to us. E. We have the karma for them to be around us or we are in their area. Not all supernatural beings are evil, but they're just very attached, or otherwise they won't even be a spirit. Devas, spirits, fairies, gnomes, gods, all these are classified under demigods and gods. They manifest differently, like the Greek gods or Egyptian gods, but they are all in Deva realms. They definitely have power, but not supreme or lasting power. They will also die, as they are part of samsara. Only a fully enlightened being, Buddha, is out of samsara. Sometimes when we go to some places and always fall down on the same spot, this is due to spirit disturbances. Even powerful meditation masters get disturbances from powerful entities because everyone still have some stains of karma from previous lifetimes, as long as they are still not yet a Buddha. There is a class of spirits comes to disturb you when you do Dharma practice. Why? Because they are against enlightenment. They want you to hang around samsara with them. That's why during every practice, every sadhana, if Guru Samaya, you focus on six-armed Mahakala. If Chakra Samara, you focus on four-faced Mahakala. If Yamantaka, you focus on Kalarupa. If Vajrayogini, you focus on skeleton couple. If Kalachakra, you focus on protected Dorje Shuk Vajravela. If Medicine Buddha, you focus on the three medicinal Mahakalas. In conclusion to Vajrayogini practice, you have to do a Torma offerings to the skeleton couple. Why? Because they protect you while you're on the path to enlightenment. When we do any practices, if we feel like it's wrong, we have doubts. It's disturbances immediately. That's why for people who do meditation, it's very important to have Dharma Protector practice. Lama gives you the knowledge and blessings. Yidam gives you the attainments. Protector gives you the protection. Why it's important to have Dharma Protector, and how does he help us? It doesn't take away all our problems, but it makes it less and helps us solve it even better. For example, if you want to do business, you have more enemies. This is like when you try to achieve something that's bigger, there will be more disturbances. It's natural. It's very important to do protector practice every day so we can build up the energy, connection, affinity and link with this Dharma Protector. Dharma Protector practice is very, very powerful for removing obstacles. Very, very important daily to do black tea and prayer. Disturbances and negative things become less and less and less. Protector practice is just to help us along the way. What we need to focus is Yidam practice. That should be Lama Tsongkhapa. If your karma to suffer that obstacles are too big, till it can throw you off completely, but making you to go into a situation where you create even more negative karma until you have no chance to come out again, enlightened Dharma Protector can temporarily help you or push you to recover back faster by making propitiation to him. You can collect a temporary merit for them to do something for you. When you make offerings of black tea, you do the praises, you do protector practice by reading it, you are actually generating bodhicitta. You generate the immediate merit for them, protector, to do something for you so that it lays and pushes away those problems so it doesn't get so big. Example, you are not aware when walking in traffic, but someone pulls you out. That doesn't mean you're safe tomorrow if you don't pay attention. So we do this propitiation daily to Dharma Protector. It definitely can help us a lot for removing obstacles. When we do Dharma Protector practice daily, the energy will build up so the protection will be there, and swift even we don't do it in the future. Dharma Protector is like a powerful ally and friend. With oral transmission of mantra from Lama, it is much more effective because there's something to pass to you, a transmission. Propitiate means to solicit, something like enact the 7 limbs with the Dharma Protector. The 7 limbs invitation, rejoicing, confession, offering, requesting to turn the wheel of Dharma, dedication. When we propitiate a Dharma Protector, we are using the 7 limbs to make direct contact with an enlightened being in a ferocious form, not necessarily, but ferocious form, according to the 7 limbs. When we do that according to the 7 limbs, every benefits that are accrued will be received from propitiating the Dharma Protector. Propitiating is more than praying. It's also confession, rejoicing, making offerings, invitation, requesting the wheel of Dharma to be turned, etc. Therefore, propitiation is the whole ritual according to the 7 limbs and the Dharma Protector. Whereas when we pray, we just fold our hand, offer incense and request something. Therefore, propitiation is more extensive.
Why do enlightened beings take on worldly form? Because it's easier for us to contact. Very high-level protector is not easy to contact due to the lack of merits. E.g., to see Buddha in his natural state Tusita will be more difficult than to see an emanation of Buddha Sakyamuni on earth. Why? Because the emanated one is closer to us. Worldly protectors can enter a very special person who has practice, who has done retreats, who is pure, who has cleared the energy channels to take trance and talk. In China, Jigong is renowned to be an emanation of Kuan Yin. Laughing Buddha well known to be emanation of Maitreya Buddha. Potala Palace is based on the Pure Land, actual Pure Land of Avalokiteshvara. When enlightened protector comes nearer to us, we can take refuge in them. Just like His Holiness Dalai Lama, his mind is enlightened, but body is borrowed. Nirmanakya or Tulka form. Enlightened protectors in worldly form easier for us to take refuge to get results because we need less merit. E.g., how much credentials you need to get a loan from world-renowned bank as compared to borrowing money from loan shark in a dark smelly alley. Enlightened protector in worldly form such as satrap is easier for us to contact as it needs less merit. The results are faster, quicker, and he can accomplish your wishes much faster.
There are many methods to describe elemental protectors, but in this article I am going to discuss it in Dharmic way. Elemental protectors can be subdued by more powerful lamas and bound oath to help you, e.g., mermaid protector of the sea like Nai Roro Kadul of Bali, Pele of Hawaii whom is the goddess of volcanoes etc. Let us discuss an example of mermaid protector or goddess in Malibu. If you live in Malibu, there's a powerful elemental there associated with the ocean and she always appears as a mermaid. She appears when people need help and rescue them. But sometimes she gets pissed off and she gets revenge. A powerful lama comes and summons her and says, "Look, you're a powerful lady and I know you have a temperament. But these people are not as strong as you, but you're hurting them sometimes in your anger.
From now on, I bind you to not hurt them anymore and only help." So they recite these words and you are invoked. And I know you beautiful lady that you like seashells, salt, marine animals, and you protect them as your pets. Therefore, people who worship you can't eat seafood. If worshippers want to get into your good books, they offer you seashells, salty water. They then ask you a prayer or any wish that is not harmful, can you grant it? And the elemental says, "I promise." Lama says, "Now you are bound to this place for 2000 years. After that you are free to do what you want. Do you agree?" Elemental says, "I agree." After that, people start making images of her, pictures of her, amulets of her, and they recite her mantra. They make offerings of seashells. Then she becomes their protector. When they ask her to help, she will help. She will help with those ordinary things you need in life, but she doesn't help you reach moksha, freedom. She is a protector that is bound.